right, I'm back. I'm gonna sage this bitch before I start talking. I'm gonna sage the mofo out of this whole area. That's how I'm feeling. Maybe that was negative. I apologize. So I bet you a lot of you wonder where the hell I went, what the heck's going on. Or, since we had like 25 downloads on our last podcast, I was like, yeah, I'm going to take a little break and pay attention to what is going down inside moi and in my personal circumstances with friends and not family yet, but someday. Anyways, yeah, so I decided to take a break and kind of slow the heck down. It's just going, probably working from like 4 in the morning on average, all the way through 5 in the afternoon at least. And yeah, I just wanted so bad to make something pop, trying so freaking hard. It was like, I felt like I was good at it. I was able to pour myself into it. It suits my skills, making videos, interviewing people, talking, listening, and every single guest. I feel like I had to dig so deep to get into their energetic signature and really try to get who they were as a human. I don't know whether any of y'all felt that, probably not. And then, I think it was really hard with a lot of the earlier interviews where I was talking to people about some really intense traumas, and I had to really disconnect. And it's funny because Lisa, my partner, and God knows, one of my very best friends, I'm going to choke up a little. She was like, how do you even get through that? She'd be like editing these podcasts where people are telling their TSC story, and it's just, it's so painful. And anyway, so she was like, how do you get through that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just go somewhere. I mean, I know I can follow the timeline and I know what they're going to say. And actually, in a lot of ways, I probably lived through some of it. So I processed it. And lo and behold, they probably hadn't processed all of it. But oh man, I'm so grateful for you guys sharing those stories with me and helping me to understand more about just the complexities of TSC, the complexities of being a human being, and how you guys are rock stars and you make it work, even though the answers that we have right now aren't the best. And I think that's kind of what I found out as I went along. I thought, well, first we're going to start talking about my family and everybody's going to learn and I'm going to be a hero. Yeah. And then, I went along and I'm realizing that I'm no special person. Everybody's got it hard. And, some people are just doing these amazing things and with their education and, finding these new ways of managing TSC in the medical system. And, but what I really discovered was people were just giving their all the time. And really that was the focus of their life. And they accepted it. And, they usually had one child or offspring or had just TSC themselves. And that, not that that's a just, it's just, I think I felt like this big loser. Like I was running this race I couldn't keep up with. I have, lots of challenges with 3 kids that have TSC and my own challenges, traumas that I hadn't processed, and just a life of running. And so everything came to a kind of a crashing halt. I think I got banned from the TS Mommies board. And that was, I think I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not surprised. Lisa's always like, Jill, what do you expect? Come on. You're pushing the boundaries and you're putting it out there. You might be seen as a threat. And I'm sorry for that because I love you all. I really do. And today I posted something on the TS board and got kicked off. And I was like, ranting and raving. And then I thought, you know what? It's not worth it. Maybe, what I posted was divisive. Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to wake people up, and I can't do that. I can only do it for myself. So I found out that for me personally and my own kids, a lot of pharmaceuticals were damaging. I could trace back to vaccines being damaging. I don't have hardcore proof, but I have dates and stuff. And anyways, that's another story. But, I was doing the best I could. And so as I went along in the podcast, I had to keep going and learning and building on what I was learning from people. And that was like, wow, this system is really a mess. And yeah, people are just killing themselves for this condition. And there's got to be a better way. And then I met Mike Robinson and I learned about cannabis, and I knew a little bit about it and had thought in the back of my head, well, we'll hold out for Epidiolex because we know that's coming down the line. But anyway, so Mike was like, lit me up, like, holy crap, there's this whole new world of people treating autism with cannabis. And I was like, that's where I wanted to go. So we went, you, and Lisa rode right with me. And yeah, and so soon we were deep in the world of cannabis. And personally, I loved it because that had truly helped me. I underwent what I believe to be a Kundalini awakening in 2012 that went sideways. And it took me a long time to come back from that, but a deep spirituality emerged that was, that I think was there my whole life, just kind of beaten down and covered up with life circumstances. But, I have an amazing connection with my father, who passed in 2004. And he just had a real, had a life, almost died and was unconscious after a military accident. And, my whole childhood, I grew up knowing he was really special. And, he basically wasn't supposed to live, and he came back and he found Jesus, and he channeled a lot of his spirituality into, conservative Christianity. There weren't the options that there are today. Anyways, ending up with the Quakers, but he was really a scholar, studied all these different thinkers and intellectuals related to religious, C.S. Lewis. God, I'm not going to remember anymore, but Norman Trueblood, I don't know, I just admired him, and he taught me so much. And of course, he was no perfect parent. Holy crap, no, it's pretty crazy. And, we lost him to what I believe is a TBI that was accelerated TBI that's accelerated by brain injury. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, so so I had this connection that I kind of had to go back and look at, and through the awakening with cannabis, and, really kind of actually circle back and kind of cut everything back. So that's what I've been doing, and taking stock and trying to figure out how to go forward. And, if I even want to do this, I walked away from it. And I remember, like, 2 days after stopping, I said to my daughter in the car, I said, I don't know if I ever want to do another podcast as long as I live. So yeah. So I kind of just stopped everything, stopped talking to people, and just started following these spirituality people on YouTube, and really just, oh man. Yeah. So here I am. I'm coming back to say, I'm not sure where I'm going or what I'm doing, but I've learned a lot through this process, and I wouldn't be here if not for y'all, and love y'all so much. And I hope that, thank you. That's it.